Now, I want to give this insight. I call it level 1 to level 3 type of being, not in any respective order. Level 1 type of being, selfish, only cares about themselves, nobody else. You watch these people roll through life. Generally, they're loners. You find them in Vegas somewhere. They maybe have one bag of money. They go from place to place. They don't have anything solid, no wife, no nothing, maybe some little fling or whatever, but nothing is stable. These kind of people later on in life, they regret everything. They have no energy to go on. They wish it was all over. Level 2. Level 2 is a person who at least has a family, a clique, a gang, a tribe, or something else to love beside themselves, some type of driver or passion that allows them to summon more than the energy that just belongs to them, but actually the energy that actually is connected into more, or the tribe, right? And you find these people being able to amass certain levels of strength and resistance and progress because they have something. Like, think about the mafia for the family. Right. So the whole interconnected system in which they created. Right. So they're able to go a little bit further than that loner. And then finally, level 3. This is what I would say is the Messiah level. The person who has actually opened themselves up to assist everyone, because there's nothing here that they get it. They figured how all this out, how all this stuff works. And they were able to glimpse even into the next stage of things. And to see that nothing really dies. Everything that you think that you lost is still there. You see what I mean? So they're able to see that. And then they're also able to come back into the space. So they're not trying to figure out how they're going to get something from you and how this is going to happen and all these different objectives and agendas. And so that gives them that level of power. That's why they reach that Messiah-like power, because they are now they're connected to everything. They see everything as being a part of something that they want to assist and something that they want to get to understand this knowledge and this power. So when we have big objectives, we need to make sure that those objectives, if you plan on getting them accomplished, actually include everyone. And if you want to understand the interface in which you would do that through, it would be the Taurus. And as I said, it's everywhere and it's not dead. It is alive. And the opposite of that would be God, pretty much, the dead God, because these are all gods of the dead. You can read through the lore if you want to bore yourself with it. But what humanity has latched itself onto, it's just like it's an all-time low. So there only means that there's one direction that we can go. But I ask you specifically to stay on point, because what is trying to be robbed from you is basically what gives you the ability to be beyond gods. That is the Taurus field. That is your DNA. And if you forget about that, let folks manipulate that are on a destroy mission, that worship a blind, crazy God, that would probably be your lesson. And I would assume that the universe would keep running you through that drill as your parent. The Taurus will keep running you through that drill. You would keep going through that maze. You would keep meeting that Minotaur in the middle of the maze, which is the Taurus. It would be terrible, just like you see when a person goes through an ayahuasca journey and they just, they came in playing with it. They've done no cleansing at all. It's terrible when they see themselves. That's what that mythos is really about. Some say, well, how is the Torah, how is the Taurus terrible? Because if you read in the Torah tells you that the God is terrible. But what it's referring to is that a person who is not awake, all of a sudden becoming awakened to their Taurus field, now has to see who they really are. And the experience is terrible. They're crying, they're scared, they're running, they're screaming. So he was just describing what goes on when a person sees their Taurus for the first time and didn't even know that they had one, and then actually really gets to see themselves and what ego has done to them. And this is, as you can see, they roll up the Taurus. This is why you know they already in the know. They ain't going to tell you. The Taurus, as we know, is the Torah. They roll it up even in the scroll just to show you that's what the pattern is. And then they also are hinting to you that your story or the scriptures, the stories are written inside of the Taurus field. So this means that there's already a prophecy.